Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Blackbull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Blackbull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. Get either the Essential Plus or Premium plans absolutely free. All you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Blackbull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. Our sponsor Blue Guardian is the only prop firm that gives their traders a tool to protect them from hitting their max daily loss and over trading. It's super simple to use. Just set the Guardian Protector each day from your dashboard. Did you also know that they've just released an unlimited time evaluation with a 0 trading days requirement, giving you plenty of time to hit their low 8 and 4% targets, making it super fast to get funded. Plus, it's cheaper than the 40-day time limit evaluation. Check out the link and coupon in the description to get 10% off your next Blue Guardian evaluation.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good day, depending on what time zone you're in. I hope everybody is doing well today. Today is NFP. Today is NFP. We made it. I want to say that I expect a decent amount of volatility. But I'll be honest, over the last couple of NFPs that have come out, the last couple of months, they've been underwhelming. But I am hopeful. I'm hopeful. I'm not even hoping for any direction in particular. I'm just hoping for volatility. I want to see something happen in the market, something significant happen in the market. That's happening in about 2 hours from now. Now, moving back, I just wanted to recap this. I think I didn't have enough time to do it last week. I hit target on this AUD CAD trade, so that is done and dusted. DXY. Now, as you guys know, I absolutely love starting with the dollar index. It helps me understand, it helps me understand what am I going to do across the other USD currency pairs, right? Doesn't matter if it's gold or USD CAD, USD franc, Euro USD, Pound USD, whatever it is. The greatest place for me to start is with the USD JPY. All right. I identified a flag here. Jeez, these ads. I identified a flag here, found support, measured that, extended to there, and I believe that the dollar index was going to rally and reach this level here at the top. It didn't. As you can see, it failed and came back to the support. Now, I can't consider this trade idea invalidated because we're still bouncing over the support, and the support hasn't been broken. Only when it has will the support now become resistance, and that hasn't happened. So it is still support. It can very well bounce off of this level and go back up there. Like I said, NFP in 2 hours. Or it could break through the support. Support then becomes resistance, and then the next level to aim for would be this one, right? But for now, still bullish on dollar index. USD JPY, still bullish, been bullish on this. Got this flag of sorts over here, this consolidation phase that's happening here. Still very bullish on it. I think this is a 1 to, what is it? What type of trade? It's 1 to 1.5. It's quite a sizable trade. I am a swing trader, so I'm not scalping moves. I'm not taking trades with 2 or 3 or 5 pip stop losses. Moving onwards, USD franc. The initial trade here was a buy all the way up to this level here. We reached it, came back, found support, broke up, came back. Looks like we're finding support again. It wouldn't surprise me because, like I said, I am bullish on the dollar index. If you know about the correlation between these currency pairs, you know that whatever the dollar index does, USD franc does too. Okay? So it wouldn't surprise me if this were to rally all the way back up to this level, at least. But I don't have a trade on it at the moment. However, I have to also open myself up to being wrong. It's entirely possible that I'm wrong. 100% possible that I'm wrong. If we were to break this key level here and remain beneath it, remember, NFP is coming. So whatever's going to happen is going to happen very rapidly. If we are to break beneath this level and maintain the lows, I am not going to hesitate to take a short. The same thing with USD/JPY. Like if we break this consolidation phase to the bottom and possibly even this level, then I'm probably wrong, right? We're probably going to get something, that's going to move a little bit like this. Okay, that's entirely possible. Moving onwards, AUD/JPY. I did not get an entry on this. It's looking like it rallied without me. Found support over here, went on without me. I'm gonna pay close attention to this. To see if I should, no. This, it depends on how we close today, actually. It depends highly on how we close today, because if if we have a bearish closure on this candle today, I'd imagine that this is going to be a sell, right? As much as I'm waiting for it to move lower for me to get filled, I will be banking on the sell, because this will then be a double top. Very simple. This candle right here is what I'm looking for, though. This rejection of the wick is the first thing that I'm looking for. Then I'm looking for this bearish candle to close, convincingly bearish. And then I would probably look for an entry, or just enter right there, or look for a better entry and catch the sell back down to this level over here at the very least. Maybe even hold it a bit longer, because maybe that could be the fall that gives me an entry. Still a lot of things that need to happen, though. This is next week's trade. This is by far next week's trade. Pound NZD, I feel like I'm skipping it. I am long on this. Went up to about 1-to-1 on top in terms of risk. Came back. Looks like it's finding support or something. I don't know. But this is it was always going to be a long-term trade. So I'm in no rush in regards to this trade here. New Zealand CAD finally found support. I still think this is gonna fly. Like, where is my measurement tool? There it is. That's what I think it's gonna do. At least 150 to 200 pips to the upside on New Zealand CAD. GA, I don't think I have anything here in GA. And then gold. I've been saying this, and I'm going to keep on saying it. Do not, under any circumstances whatsoever, I don't care what you think, I don't care what you feel, do not. I'm not the type of, I'm not the signal giving guy, but do not sell gold. I have an incredibly outrageous, I have an incredibly outrageous target on gold, right? And I called this target here somewhere, right? We're already halfway there. We are already halfway there. This is a target, by the way, 2,400. I've been calling it. Gold is going up. Gold is just going up. And it's not even behaving in a correlated way right now, because Euro USD, Pound USD, they're not moving as aggressively as gold is. So what I'm saying right now is not really based on, my analysis of the dollar. Gold is going up. Gold, this is the target. This is the target for gold. If you sell gold right now, you're going to get your fingers burnt. All right. The worst currency pair in the history of currency pairs. what do I say about this? AUD NZD doesn't want to sell off. It doesn't want to sell off. We're talking about almost 6 weeks now of bullish candle after bullish candle after bullish candle after bullish candle. I can't, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't want to lie to you. I have no clue what's happening with AUD NZD. It hasn't even given us a slight retracement, like just a slight, just something. And I remember, I think we were somewhere over here, and I said, I just can't enter the trade. As much as I might feel that it's still going to go up, I just felt like I couldn't enter the trade because there was just no structure. Like, enter it on what? Where would I put my stop loss? So I'm calling this the worst, absolutely worst currency pair in the history of currency pairs right now. I know that there are a few people that have been trying to sell it. There are a few people that have been trying to sell AUD NZD from like here. And it's just been burning their fingers. So I don't know, maybe we could maybe reach for this trend line. I don't want us to, but maybe that's what's gonna happen. Like, I'm really, I think though, when we do eventually, when we do, at least 150 pips. The drop will be at least 150 pips. AUD franc, got nothing here. GCAD, got nothing there. New Zealand franc, once again, I spoke about how I got out, or how I keep on getting out of this prematurely. It's for this exact reason. It just doesn't want to fall. I don't know what it's waiting for. To be honest with you, I do not know. I thought the CPI yesterday would have done something. Instead, it seems like this is all it did. This bullish move over here. So CPI news came out against us, but it didn't hit our stop loss, fortunately. Right now, I'm just asking myself if I want to re-enter this. This has kind of been my take profit area since. So I'm just asking myself if I want to actually enter this. I think I'm going to pay attention to how this candle closes today. If it closes bullish like this, I'm not going to re-enter. But if it does give me some kind of bearish rejection, some type of sell-off, something, I will then re-enter again and probably take profit at this trend line again. Euro pound is about to rally. Very simple, bullish, flag, breakout. It's going to rally. It's going to rally, which makes me believe that pound USD is going to sell off. Euro USD is going to sell off, which plays back into my original analysis on the dollar index going up. Because if pound goes down, pound USD goes down, Euro USD goes down, USD franc will go up, USD JPY will go up. But let's see. I wish, I could have traded NFP with you guys. I'll probably be done with the live just before, maybe an hour before NFP. Here we go, USD CAD, trend line. Looks like it's loading up to break out to the top side as well. So yeah, those are the trades that I am currently sitting on. I see someone here asking me about US30. I don't trade US30. Not gonna lie to you. What is this it? Yeah, I did have a prediction when it came to, I think it was NAS. Was it last week? Well, I tried to do some analysis on NAS. There you go. Yeah, I think this was last week. So this is Thursday. I think the last live upload was on Tuesday. So somewhere over here, yeah, we made it live. I think one live ago or two lives ago where I did analysis on this, saying that I was expecting it to break out to the bottom, and it has done exactly that. I also did something on Bitcoin as well. Which one did I use? I don't even remember. I was bearish on Bitcoin. Yeah. And I highlighted this level as a level that I'd like to see Bitcoin fall to. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. But yeah, to answer your question, US30, I can try. Just maybe give my own opinion on it. But yeah, take it with a grain of salt. FXCM tends to have very accurate rates. Let's go here. That's one level. Two level. Yeah, that's just my 2 cents right there on US30. If I were to guess, um, if I were to guess on what could be happening on US30 right now. This is my guess. So yeah, that one. How's it going, Tapelo? G-Sense US30 is bullish for today. You mean because of NFP? You might just be right, you know. Might just be right. I'm assuming NFP affects the US30 like very aggressively. And I'm saying that as a person who doesn't trade US30. So if I'm wrong, correct me. But yeah, that's what I see. That's what I see. However, it's important though to note that this could break, close, like yesterday's closure. Today could move back into this level here, right? That could happen. And obviously it doesn't make it any easier that it's NFP today. Actually, I have a question. The SPX, is the SPX and US30, are they the same thing? S&P 500, SPX, S&P 500. Probably not the same thing. No, it's not the same thing. My bad. Just need clarity. So anyway, back to what I was saying. It is tricky because NFP is coming out, and I mean this is a key level over here. Rejection, 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 and then we break through the trend line, and we even break through that key level. So it's more bearish than bullish for me right now. But it can very well come back to the trend line and then maybe find resistance and then fall, or it can fall from here. But I think there's a short somewhere here in my limited knowledge of this thing. What do we have here? Where do you think gold is heading? $2,400. There you go. You want to know where I think it's going? That's where I think it's going. $2,400. What is gold doing? Can you explain? It's rallying. It's rallying. It's rallying. You know, gold is a commodity, right? We know that. We know that. And 80% to 90% of the time, it behaves almost like a currency. You know, it's fun and everything. We trade it, it sells off, it buys up, sells off, buys up. You know, it behaves like a currency. Every now and then, gold remembers that it's a commodity, right? It remembers that it's a safe haven. What's this? A safe haven material that people can invest in to protect their assets, to protect their investments, to protect whatever. And that's what's happening right now. This is not a technical, what's this, pattern playing out. This is 100% fundamental, which is why prices are being pushed so aggressively. When gold is doing this over here, this is technical. We can understand this. We can throw out Fibonacci's and everything, support, resistance, great. But when gold does this, it's behaving fundamentally. It's relying on fundamental news. It's moving because of the fundamentals. So it's hard to, you know, take technical analysis and apply it to a chart that's doing this. So noticing that, realizing that, okay, my moving averages and my Fibonacci retracement tools and my fair value gaps don't mean anything now. Not when it's doing this. Not when it's just like printing a bullish candle after a bullish candle after a bullish candle. Yes, this was a technical analysis pattern over here, a bearish descending flag or bearish wedge, depending on how you look at it. Yes, and that does warrant a bullish breakout afterwards. But I mean, like, the rule is that the breakout should be the length of that. And I mean, you can call that the breakout, cool. But then what about this? So that's what you're dealing with in terms of gold right now. That's what you're dealing with. I mean, you could have essentially bought gold every day at midnight and you'd be up right now. You'd be swimming in money. Since what, the 29th of February? At midnight, you just buy some gold and buy some gold and buy some gold and buy some gold. You would be swimming in it right now. But that's what I think. 2400, I called it somewhere, I think here. And I probably sounded very crazy at the time, but look, we've almost achieved, we're like 60% of the way there, 55% of the way there. I see a R1 takeout. Okay. On which currency? What are you looking at? What were you looking at? Please check pound USD. Pound USD is going to fall. I just want to say, again, disclaimer, I'm not a messiah of Forex, but I believe it's going to fall. Pound USD and Euro Pound are negatively correlated, meaning that they do the opposite of each other. Whatever Pound USD does, Euro Pound will do the opposite. I already did my analysis on Euro Pound. As you can see, when the candles do this, by the way, just a free piece of advice. When the candles do this, right, these daily candles, when they start to like march one after the other, like this, closing within the range of the wick, closing within the range of the wick, closing within the range of the wick, a breakout is imminent. Quote me on that, okay? A breakout is imminent. So you take that with the fact that that is a flag, a bearish flag. There's a trend line in there. We've broken out of it. The confluences begin to add up. This is what I believe. So I think pound USD is going to sell off today. On the release of the NFP. Failure. Yeah, I'm gonna call it pound USD. All right. So in a nutshell, that's that. You know, US 30, NAS 100. What was the other one? Bitcoin. That is, in a nutshell, what I think is going to happen after NFP this evening. That's what I believe is. That's what I believe is going to happen. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's going to give me an opportunity to enter. Um, USD CAD done, sorted, perfect. $50. Interesting. That is crazy. FX Lord. I don't know which currency you're referring to. So rise after NFP. Which one? Release a lot of opportunities next week. I agree with you. I agree with you. I really agree with you. Um, Actually, before, just want to check something. In terms of news, I'm hoping FOMC is not next week. Please tell me FOMC is not next week. Okay. This is perfect. Next week's going to be a good week. Next week is going to be a great week. We have fresh out the gates. Actually, it's not really fresh out the gates, kind of like on Wednesday. But Wednesday, we have the official or the interest rates statement for New Zealand, followed by CPI on USD, followed by the monetary policy statements for the Canadian dollar. FOMC meeting minutes, it's not really that important. It's the FOMC statement that I hate because, like on the week of NFP, the market doesn't do anything. The week of FOMC, the market doesn't do anything. So it sucks when, you'll find some really high impact news releases coming out on the same week as an NFP announcement or an FOMC statement, because then nothing happens because everybody's waiting for the FOMC statement to come out first. Fortunately, that's not going to be the case. After the Canadian interest rate announcement comes out over here, we then have Euro news. The Euro interest rate announcement comes out. Then we have the USD PPI, followed by the ECB press conference, and then we close out the week with some GDP news. Should be epic. Should be epic. Historically, and this is not, use it, don't use it, April has always been my worst month ever in the history of me. But I'm hopeful, doesn't stop me from trying. Doesn't stop me from trying. This is the third week of the month. Still some CPI. The Australian dollar unemployment rate comes out last week of the month. Yeah, pretty cool. Bank of Japan policy rates. I've got 2 currency pairs with exposure there. It is what it is. But yeah, should be awesome next week. Crossing my fingers. Should be awesome. US 30, bro. So rise after NFP. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? If I remember carefully, I was saying that it's gonna go up and then go down, or go down immediately. Yeah, this is what I think is gonna happen on the US 30. It's either gonna go down or go up and then go down. What are your thoughts on funded engineer prop firms? Hang on, you know, hang on to your chairs. I have a very philosophical response to that question. Um, from watching MFF crash, watching FTMO ban American clients, watching what was the other one? TFF disappear. Came back, granted, they came back, but they did disappear. And TFF, right? That's True Forex Funds. What's the other one? The Funded Trader is the one that just disappeared. And in them disappearing, they disappeared with skilled funded traders. They disappeared with what was the other one? Fortune Funding, I think. Watching all of this happen, there's a few things I've realized. I've realized one of the first things that I realized is that you are not going to figure out a way to pick the best prop firms. And what I mean by that is that you can literally draw up a list of prop firms that you honestly believe are never going to disappear. These prop firms have a good reputation. You know, they've got a decent following on Discord. You can take all of those variables together and you can still end up with a prop firm that will disappear on you. Now, when MFF crashed, I wasn't even a prop firm trader at the time. Not really. I had a couple accounts with FTMO, but I wasn't like, you know, to me, for a very long time, when you're talking prop firm trading, I only took FTMO seriously. So when MFF disappeared, I wasn't even involved. I didn't even feel the pinch. However, when TFF had their issue, I never saw that coming. You know, and this is at the point where I start like investigating and like I want to learn more about like, okay, this is clearly a booming industry. What's going on? I love TFF's website. I was concerned because it didn't look like they did a lot in terms of marketing. So I had a little concern. I know I'm talking about a lot of prop firms and not funded engineer so far, but I'm gonna circle back to funded engineer. Anyway, so I was concerned about True Forex Funds because they didn't have a lot like a really big social media presence. They had social media accounts, but they didn't. It wasn't like they were creating a bunch of content, etc., etc., etc. So I was a little concerned. So when they went, it disappeared. I was like, oh shit. So maybe this is how you should look at these prop firms. Maybe you should look at like how popular are they, because then that can also impact how financially stable they are, how liquid they are, how or let's say what the possibility is for you to actually get a payout when it's time to get a payout. Fine. TFF comes back and I'm like, wow, that's interesting. And it's business as usual. No one's complaining. Great. But in me going into my quest of like, okay, then I need to look for a prop firm that is extremely not profitable, extremely popular, has a crazy social media footprint, They're just churning out content. They're taking their marketing seriously. I find the funded trader, and I then, I put it on my list of like, these are the prop firms that are gonna last. And then what happens. Not only that, because of Riz and him posting content on what is arguably one of the biggest podcasts on the internet right now, right? He's podcast, and him saying that, look, we've got a prop firm, and he's got it with Omar, and he's got it with, if I'm naming people that you guys don't know, I'm sorry, but they're in the Forex industry. He comes out and he's like, I'm doing a prop firm with me, Omar, and Paladin. And I look at them, I'm like, man, these guys are traders. These guys have way too much to lose to ever be involved in things that just don't make sense, right? I put skilled funded traders on my list of reliable prop firms. Then they completely disappear. Funded engineer now. If I'm correct, funded engineer also disappeared for a while, but they came back. Now, it's the disappearing thing that I'm not knocking anybody for disappearing. Like even the funded trader, like if they come back and they manage to process everybody's payments and withdrawals, and just it won't be unusual, because a lot of prop firms have disappeared for a while, reorganized themselves, and they've come back. Fund engineer did it, TFF did it, right? Those are like the two prop firms that I know that have done that. Why would they need to reorganize themselves? I mean, it's an entirely new industry. It is so new, like you don't even know what rules you're breaking, So absolutely. Fund engineer now. To answer what I think of fund engineer, I think they're a decent prop firm, The cool thing about social media is that if a prop firm starts messing around its clients, it won't be long until we find out. That's the great thing about social media, is that it's not going to take a long time before we all know that, okay, maybe we shouldn't be trading with these people. Before before the funded trader went down, there were already, rumors flying around about like, hey, look, I haven't gotten my payouts. I haven't gotten this. I haven't gotten this. They're cutting me out of this. They're saying I breached this. For 2 weeks, at least 2 to 3 weeks leading up to them disappearing off the face of the planet, we were hearing that. So I think as long as you keep your ears open and your your eyes open as well, you'll see things. You'll start to like hear things. And it's unfortunate when you're already like like on a phase 1 or phase 2 already, and then this prop firm starts to get shaky. The interesting thing is prop firms like Funded Next, who throughout everything that happened, the whole mess with changing accounts and merging and migrating and all of that nonsense, Funded Next didn't experience any issues. The same thing with FTMO, and that says a lot. Anyway, but I wouldn't be absolutely honest with you if I didn't tell you that I don't have a funded engineer account. I've got a couple of them. I have an Aqua funded, I have a Blue Guardian, I have a Funding Traders, I have my Funded FX. Those are the 4 companies that I have accounts with. So I can sit here and say Funding Engineer is decent, but I wouldn't know, But I wouldn't on my list of prop firms that I want to get accounts with, Funding Engineer is on the list, but it's not at the top. Funded Engineer is on my list, but it's not at the top. I think that is the most holistic answer I can give. Um, Forgive me. Wait, oh, there it is. Oh, I'm lying. It is at the top. I'm lying. My bad. It is at the top. It's not at the very top, but it's amongst the ones at the top. Honestly, I think like if I, FTMO, the fivers or the 5%ers, funding pips, funded engineer, aqua funded, alpha capital group, funded next, blue guardian, my funded FX, and true forex funds. I think like if you were my mother and you were talking about buying an account with any one of them, I wouldn't tell you otherwise. I wouldn't sway you against doing it. I think those 10 I just mentioned are the best among the prop firms. What about MFF? Are they scammers too? I don't know what you mean. Are they scammers too? I mean, they don't exist anymore. Are we talking about the same prop firm? Like my fund, my forex funds, right? My forex funds, MFF. I mean, they don't exist. And I mean, a lot of people have different opinions about what happened with them. Some people just think it was a question of the law. Some people believe that they just weren't doing things legally on account of where they were registered and where they were based as a company. You have to kind of obey the laws of your land, and each country has different laws when it comes to financial products. So some people believe that that's why MFF went down. Uh, like I said, MFF was before my time. It was definitely before I started taking prop firms seriously. I'm going to go with FTMO. Why don't you have an account with them? I had an account. FTMO, so the last time I traded with FTMO, they had the 30-day time limit. And what would happen is just before the 30 days is up, I'd be up like 4% or 5% and 6%. And what would happen is because you have profit, they would reset the account. So they would reset the account every 30 days. So I never managed to make 10% in 30 days. I think I ended up getting, I think on the fourth time, I just got frustrated. And I just said, to hell with this thing. But I would love to have an account with FTMO. FTMO, the other thing with FTMO is that they're also the most expensive, like by far. FTMO is the priciest prop firm, but they're also the most legitimate. There is no manipulation of prices, spread widening. There's this thing that apparently happens at midnight, some rollover nonsense. I'm not going to say who does it, but yeah, there's some nonsense that happens when you're holding a trade overnight, where about midnight, the like I don't even know what to call it. Like the price will just go somewhere that it didn't go, if that makes sense, right? Like I don't know if the price is at 13.50, 13.50. That's where the price is. At midnight, the price will jump from 13.50 to 14.50. So if you're short on that and you have a stop loss at 14, your stop loss gets hit. But the problem is that this jump in price, you won't find it on your trading view. It'll be exclusive to your broker, to your prop firm. And each prop firm has like in terms of how aggressive this is, each prop firm is different. So some of them it'll only go up by like, from 13.5 to 13.7, 13.75. Some will go to 13.9. Some will just shoot to 15. And any stop loss there is gonna get hit, even though the price didn't actually do that. So there are prop firms that do that, and then like FTMO doesn't. So that, I guess that's why they charge you a premium. So yes, if you want to go with FTMO, absolutely, I would recommend it. I would recommend, if you don't want stress, you don't want pain, you don't want stress and you don't want pain, go for FTMO. Or you can do what I do. I have like a Traders Connect account, and I use an account that has accurate price quotes as my master account, and I let all the other prop firms copy me. Smart, ingenious, affordable way of kind of like, avoiding these suspicious price quotes. What is the view of gold? Gold is going to the moon. Gold is going to the moon. I hope. It better. It is NFP after all, so who knows? Like, I don't know for certain. I just have some trades. I have stop losses in place, and whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens, happens. Over 1,000 trades, I am right more often than not. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it. Okay, I'm gonna call it. It's been real. It's always a pleasure. I'm gonna see you guys again tomorrow, even though it's gonna be Saturday. I'm gonna do another live tomorrow, and this will kind of be like a recap, considering what NFP did, and then kind of like how I want to position myself for the new week. So I'll do some analysis considering whatever NFP is going to do to all of us in about an hour and 15 minutes from now. So it's been real, guys. It's been real. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys tomorrow.